Lounge. Today we have a guest whose life journey is nothing short of transformational. A man who turned deep childhood wounds into a unstoppable purpose. He is the founder of the Doctor of Self-Worth, a global brand built on the truth, healing, and powerful inner leadership. After a 34-year struggle with self-worth due to a dysfunctional relationship with his father, years of chasing external validation, and spending over 10 lakh or $1 million on personal development, Henry Hoffmann didn't just find healing, he became a healer. He is now on a mission to help 1 million leaders reclaim their true identity, tap into the authentic confidence, and lead from a place to place, not pressure. And he is a speaker, a coach, a transformer of self image, and he is changing the game by guaranteeing results in a industry that often our promises. And this is a conversation about worth, about freedom, and about unlocking the leaders within. Henry, welcome back. Welcome to the Leaders Lounge. It's an honor to have you. And first of all, how are you?
Thanks very much. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to have this interview, conversation. Hopefully, will inspire some people to take the next steps to an unlimited life.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you're totally right. It will inspire a lot of people to take any action or take a step in their lives, and it's an honor to having you in our show. And thank you so much for giving your precious time. And I hope I will learn a lot from you, and my audience will also. And to begin our today's amazing podcast, first of all, I want to ask you that could you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background and about your journey in the self worth.
I was born in Hungary, Central Europe, and probably as you've seen, I had not been able to having a normal uh, father and son relationship, and it impacted me pretty negatively. I never felt good enough. I could not seem to have been satisfying my dad's requirements to be a good boy. And early on in life, I decided that I'm unworthy or I'm not good enough. Unfortunately, it started to play out in every area of my life. Relationships, I had wasted a lot of money on investments that has lost value. Uh, I was looking for myself and to connect with myself and connect with the purpose or and answer the question why I'm here. Uh, I didn't have these answers until the age of 42. So basically, 10 or 15 years before I started traveling around the world, I was searching for answers. And it was a long journey. And I spent over $100,000 on things that didn't work, workshops, hundreds of books, personal development, retreats, firewalking, meditation, pretty much everything under the sun that I was hoping will help me. And eventually I met someone in Australia. He was a coach, and talking to him, I realized it's a mindset issue. It's to do with my subconscious mind, which I have not been a friend with. And unfortunately, as things evolved, my wife was about to uh, divorce me because I worked 60, 65 hours a week. I had two children and they have hardly seen me because I was either working in my home business or I was working a job. So it got to the point where I realized that I will lose the dearest people to me unless something definitely changes. And and at that point, luckily, I signed up with the money back guarantee program, which I offer these days, to make this mind shift to make something out of my life. And that transformation led me to become the doctor of self. First, that was 7 years ago, and ever since I've been helping others to take a leadership position and become the master of their destiny. One of my first clients called me the doctor of self-worth. And ever since, I've been helping people through my podcasts. I have free resources on my website, doctorofselfworth.com, and through one-on-one sessions or group meetings.
Hmm. Okay, thank you so much for sharing your all the introduction and all our story in detail and to the society here. And it's heartbreaking, but also eye-opening because so many high achievers are unknowingly driven by the fear of not being good enough. So your story really helps expose that truth. So now, after that, after decades of personal development, travel, and searching, what was that turning point where things truly started shifting for you?
Well, that turning point, as I said, was the lowest point, the question that my wife asked me one morning. But prior to that, I had spent very little time with my children and with my family because I was working to earn money. That week, I almost caused two accidents. Uh, I was driving trucks at night and I fell asleep twice and I woke up in the emergency lane. And I think that week again, when I was spending that little time with my two sons, and I was usually reading some bedtime stories, I kept falling asleep. And I allowed them to slap me in the face if uh, if I was falling asleep. So I wake up and I keep reading the story. And that night has turned out to be another slapping competition, which meant that they just kept slapping me, small boys, it's fun.
Yes.
And then I crashed on the floor and then I fell asleep. And the next morning I went to work, and that was just this non-stop uh, little sleep, a lot of work, and I never really connect and see my family. That's when my wife said, well, there's not much change whether you are here or not because you're never present. So we might as well just divorce and go our separate ways. It won't make too much of a difference. That was the biggest moment for me to make that final decision. And I was thinking, I said to her, just wait 24 to 48 hours. I need to think what I will need to do from here. And I don't know how I had the balls, but I said to my wife after 2 days thinking, I said, look, I think there is a better version of me. I don't know how to make that happen because I spent the last 10, 15 years without any success. But I will keep going on this journey because I believe there is more for me in life. And if you want to divorce me, I'll accept it. But in truth, I had this vision of myself in the future when I actually drop dead at the age of 70 or 80 and I will have my tomb inscribed, he has never stopped until he dropped dead. This is the how serious I was about my transformation. So I said, well, I'll be living on my own as a divorced dad, and I will
Yes.
do whatever it takes to transform myself. And probably that level of commitment has brought the master, the right coach or mentor to make this shift within 6 months, as opposed to the 25 years while I was trying to do my best to make the same transformation. Interesting, huh?
Yes.
So yeah, it
Okay.
looks
Thank you
like
so much for.
pressure, high pressure creates high level of commitment. Not 90%, not 99, 100% commitment.
Yes, you're totally right, and your journey, like your past journey, truly tells that your past journey was truly challenging and so much hard. So like was just amazing from him, and that shift from seeking to surrounding, and from fixing to truly healing, it's so real, and it reminds us that change doesn't happen from challenging tools, but from fully committing. So thank you so much for breaking that down. And now I want to explore that as you have invested more than $10 into personal growth. Looking back, what worked and what didn't?
Well, as I said before, I did try personal development books, hundreds of books. I did a lot
Yes.
of events. John D. Martini, Anthony Robbins, firewalking, uh, Brian Tracy's events, maximum achievement, um, T. Harv Eker, Millionaire Mind. I I realized that at one point it's not that these things do not work. I think I was so stuck. And I have a theory that I can share with you. I believe if you look at a human mind, imagine 30% capacity of self-empowerment and below, people are, it doesn't matter what tool you give them, they will self-sabotage. That was me. I think some 30 to 50%, when there is more optimism, more not taking everything so personally, there is a better chance of tools actually work, like books and workshops and seminars, all of these things. And my work is normally to get people over 51%, where the mind takes on more and more optimism, positivity, excitement, trying to launch their projects, do their things. But I was really in that first phase of so much self sabotage, so much negative programming, that I think the biggest problem was I believed that nothing worked for me. And and when I met my mentor, the first thing he obviously had me to realize that, well, what if something will work for you if you commit to it and you have the right tools. And this is how I worked out the rapid formula for mindset shifts, to get a high level commitment, to get the right tools, to get things at its root, and then shift identity or self-worth or self-image to then condition new actions and of course follow through to unlock new results.
Okay, that's great. And I just want to tell you, my audience, that that's the level of honesty is there. That it's a reminder that transformation isn't about how much you invest financially. It's about investing in the right process with the right kind. Is that true? Is that right? Sorry.
Well, it's not just about how much you invest, it's more so about your level of commitment and the tool that works. Because I
Yes, you're
see
totally
a very, very diluted market these days. For $9, anyone can get a coaching certificate. And then, yes, you will have a stamp and a paper that you're a coach. And you will probably have zero certainty about really how to coach, how to help others, how to even create results, let alone understand
yes.
the human mind and all of these things. So if you can take one message from you or an advice is, if you are looking for help, look for someone who has helped a lot of people, who have credibility, who have probably raving 5-star reviews, which I think I only have 5-star reviews on my pages. Because that's what you want. You want someone who has already done it, who has proven whatever he's doing works, and then fully commit to the process. And I do have a small giveaway to your audience. It's on my website, drofselfworth.com. I think it's under the tab More and Resources, free resources. And it's 6 steps to get what you want, which will just give you exactly the steps. If you don't mess it up, you will create the
Yes.
changes that you want in your life. Just do them one by one. Don't skip any, and you will get there.
And kindly share, please, the link of your website with me on Messenger. So I will also insert the link in my description, so the audience will visit it and take help from it.
Yes.
So
Yeah. The simplified formula is pretty much. But obviously, I'll give you the link. But it's like, all right, what's my problem?
yeah,
Who has had a similar problem? Who has resolved this problem to be successful? And who is also teaching others how to do it. No, not a rocket science, but a lot of people are, they're seeking advice from mom or dad or best friend. They have no idea.
Yes.
They have no idea about business. They have no idea about marketing, SEO, websites, so on. So they fail.
Yes, I. Hmm. Yes, also want to learn about it, and too much excited to explore your website and want to know what is on your website and what can I get from your website. So I hope it will be helpful for us and for my audience. And now, by moving forward, because time is too short, moving forward now, my next question is that what's the biggest difference between the confidence that forced and the confidence that is authentic?
So how did you say it? Confidence that's forced or faked? That's what you mean? Or authentic confidence?
No, I was just kidding. The difference between the confidence that is forced and the confidence that is authentic.
All right. I'm not sure I can quite understand the question, but I see a lot of people are faking to look confident. They're doing their best, but inside, I say they are not congruent. Their body is certainly giving away signs of lack of confidence. So I think the key is to build you from the inside, to build at times a new identity, a new self image. And that's to do with healing whatever happened in the past. Most people have gone through hard times. They have been blamed, mocked at, and called names. And we need to reverse those things that happened to you in the past. But remember, who you are today or how you see yourself is a summary of what happened to you up to this point in life, right? So then we only need to look at the roots of your self-worth challenges or confidence challenges and remove them, or turn them, flip
Yes.
them into an empowering event rather than something that is pulling you back towards the past and that makes you react or look weak. And once we do that work, then you become a new version of yourself, and true confidence sets in. And you don't have to look confident; you already are.
Okay. So, thank you so much for sharing that. Like as you told that you didn't understand the question uh, correctly, but still you gave a good answer, and I love that the real confidence is quiet and calm and connected. It doesn't scream for attention and leads from alignment. And now I have scheduled my interview for 15 minutes, but now it's up and it's get up to 18 minutes. But I know your time is so important, so I have to now end my today's. Like I also enjoying our conversation, but now we need to end. And lastly, what's the next for you and the Doctors of Self Worth brand? And like any new movement or offering we should know about.
I'm looking to launch some speaking uh, engagements in the US university stages. That's what I'm looking to do. I moved back from Australia to Europe, and I'm working through. I'm actually launching a new book as well. So anyway, I'm looking at more public speaking, uh, and I have the book is somewhere here, and I haven't exactly worked out the title. It will be a free book. It's called. It's right here. Have you realized the consequences of low self worth? Change it because the rabbit hole is deep. That's the title of my new book that I've been working on quietly in the last 6 to 12 months. It will be an exercise book to shift mind to create better lives and more results.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And like, it sounds like a powerful next chapter. And you're not just building a brand; you're building a global wave of ownership in leadership. And let me thank you so much and for your honesty and your courage and your mission. You have shown us that true leadership doesn't begin with strategy; it begins with self-worth. You are not just changing mindset; you are restoring identities, and that is rare to everyone who's listening. If you are exhausted from trying to prove yourself, if you have achieved success but still feel empty inside, to take this episode as your wake-up call. True space isn't earned through pressure, it's found in who you already are. This is Hesham Wala, and I hope you have been listening to the Leaders Lounge. Until next time, live boldly and live authentically. Allah Hafiz.